Today I'm watching Fallout Season 1, Episode 4. I'm really enjoying this series. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I haven't played the video game, but I'm very curious to see where this is going to go. I've been reading some of the comments, and it's been interesting to learn more about it. Again, please no spoilers, but just a little bit about the games has been interesting to learn, and I'm definitely curious to play them. So let me know in the comments if you want to see a video of me playing them. Like I said, I'm not typically a big gamer, but I'd be interested to know if there would be a response for that. In the previous episode, we left off with Lucy and the ghoul, being dragged through the desert basically as she's, asking for water. She's his prisoner now basically, and we find out that the ghoul's connection to the vault, that, he was an actor before all this happened, and he did some ads for the vault, which was interesting. So yeah, wasn't expecting him to be related to the vault or have that connection, because anytime he's seen the vault, he obviously doesn't like Lucy and knows that she's from the vault, but, he's shooting out the heads off of advertisements for the vault and just wants nothing to do with it. So, yeah, I'm curious to find out more since he was like a spokesperson and why he wasn't invited into the vault. But we did learn a little bit more about his backstory, which was great. And we see Maximus and Thaddeus now have this head from the doctor from the Enclave, and they're, taking it. I don't know where they're going to end up with it, but they have this thing now, and all we know is that the doctor, has something in his brain. Obviously, that's very important because Lucy was going to take it to try and use it, to barter to get her dad back. I think that's still her goal, is to try and meet up with her dad at some point. It's been interesting to learn more about the vault and the outside world. We had Philly and, just kind of this everyday life that exists in the world that is Fallout. So I'm very curious to see where this episode's going to go. I'm really enjoying the series so far. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. These giant bugs, no thank you, hard pass. I'm really liking the songs too. I know they're specific to the game, like they're not, regular songs that you would hear on the radio, but yeah, I feel like they're influenced by other musicians, which is interesting, and like this very like old-timey feel still. That can't be good. What sounds is... Oh, God.
My name is Roger. My name is Roger.
Roger? Is that you? Oh, this poor guy. He looks like the ghoul. Why is his nose missing?
You up for that bounty too, huh?
Yep.
We know they mentioned, like, ghouls plural, so this is interesting that we're meeting another one.
Shit.
This one seems to be struggling, though. What are those vials?
It's okay. It's okay. No, your smooth-faced friend, you,
The smooth-faced friend, because she's not missing a nose.
28 years since I first started showing.
And to see him, like, go back and forth, like, be conflicted, like, he knows what's happening to him but can't stop it. Why do I feel bad for him now?
Remember how good food used to taste?
Blamco mac and cheese.
Classic, yeah. The things you'd miss.
Damn, apple pie. My mom used to...
Oh, bye, Roger. We barely knew you. I think that was a kindness, as weird as that probably sounds.
Why'd you do that?
He wasn't gonna get better, I don't think. Oh, God, and he's taking his teeth. This guy's so mean.
It ain't all canned peaches and marmalade left up here, sweetheart. Sometimes.
Oh, God. Is he gonna eat this guy? Oh, God. Could have gone a lifetime without seeing that. Yep.
Dad dropped to 128 pounds, and he still refused to do anything like this. What?
We knew Lucy's mom had died, but they didn't say how.
His neighbor's ass on there.
How do you live like this?
I mean, is it living, really? I think he's existing.
Well, one good question deserves another.
Riddle me this.
Why the fuck am I doing all the work?
God, cheese and rice.
Ass jerky don't make itself.
Oh, God. That's a thing? Good night. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. Lucy's like, I should have never left the vault. I should just stayed where I had access to everything, and ass jerky wasn't a term I needed to know. She's like, I just wanted to get married. And now I'm cutting up some guy's insides. Gah. Squishy. I love they're so diplomatic in this world of chaos. They're like, we will remain very strategic with our order.
Morning, Woody.
Morning, Reg.
Nice work on your posters.
Well, thanks, Reg. I've been admiring yours as well.
And they're like friendly competition.
Just tread lightly.
Interesting word choice. Okay. Yeah, and if Norm hadn't hid, he would have died. Like, his sister hid him away for safety, and obviously it worked because he survived, and here we are. Oh my god, it's Roger's butt. Oh my god, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's so freaking weird. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't matter if he drinks radiated water with radiation in it at this point. Like, and poor Lucy is just so thirsty. No, Lucy, don't do it. Oh, God, don't, I mean...
You, sweetie. You just give it a little time.
That's probably true in some way. Like, she obviously had a different, you know, experience than he did, and here we are. Run! Yeah, I don't know where she's gonna go, but run. Oh, God, he's literally coughing up a lung. Well, frick, this backfired. Oh, I'm lassoed. Oh my god. I like how he still incorporates his, like, cowboy elements.
You ain't going nowhere.
Oh, gross. Bit off his finger. She's getting more aggressive. Yeah, that's for sure. No, 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 no. Oh! Good night. Finger for a finger.
There. It's the closest thing we've had to an honest exchange so far.
Oh my gosh. Is he gonna eat it? Bah. Poor Lucy should have never left the vault.
The death of the father of your unborn baby.
Well, that couldn't have come out better.
Well, he took great care of his shoes.
Oh my god, this is so uncomfortable. This is how you remember this man? His shoes?
Thank you, Steph. I'll try to wear them.
They look tiny. I don't think they're gonna fit him at all. Oh, no. Good intentions, but in no way does that fit.
Oh, Bird.
Oh my, such smooches. Wear my dead husband's clothes and then we'll make out a bit. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool. He won't mind. Let me take off this tiny sweater.
Oh, Bert.
Yes.
He's like, that's not my name, but sure, call me what you want. The picture behind them. Watching.
Now that is one wet lady.
Because their water broke? Yep. Oh no. Baby's here. Was it called the Super Duper Mart? That's funny.
2 months supply of owls. Exchange 1 female, mint condition.
Oh god.
Near mint condition.
Yeah, because you chopped off her finger.
Requires physical evaluation. Please send her in.
This is how they get groceries and stuff now, or his vials, I guess, considering he eats mostly anything, including people.
You got problems out here too, sweetheart. Best you try your luck behind that door.
May the odds be ever in your favor, Lucy MacLean. The, like, abandoned kids section is super creepy. Oh, what the fudge?
Only a General Atomics International Mark IV. That's what I am. You seem to be a woman.
Good job, bud. Yeah, you really nailed that one.
Been kidnapped. He's right outside.
I say you've lost a finger. Ah, that won't do at all.
What does that mean? Why is this robot octopus greeting her?
Would you mind taking a seat on that gurney in front of you? Now, what have we here?
And all the posters in the background, I love them. Oh, that's a drawer full of fingers.
Do it? Hey, you're lucky I don't have to use a thumb.
Oh, God. The thumb. That would be so weird. This whole show is so weird, though. Quick,
To feel a slight pinch.
it's like the foot surgery all over again.
I say.
I really do appreciate this. But listen, a big fish ate my head, and I need my head to get back my dad.
That makes sense, yeah, to nobody, though. Just this one dead finger, like, it's purple. Oh, my God. But it's attached.
Creature that brought me here.
You seem unhappy.
He did not treat me very good.
How many years of medical school does this guy have to figure that out?
No, what a disgusting idea. I'm simply going to harvest your organs.
Oh my god. She's like, you know what? Sex slave isn't that bad. Oh, good night, Lucy. Harvest your organs. Oh my god. That's why you touched the finger?
You were up to. But it was anything but innocent.
Okay, what does that mean? Interesting. Goodbye.
Come on. You have to see this.
Wrong.
And, like, what's to say there's not more raiders there? Like, if it's been opened, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to explore this vault, because obviously we've seen 33, and we only had a brief glimpse of 32 in the first episode, and it wasn't good what they found, obviously. So I'm curious to see how the vaults are different, and
Whatever happened here happened a long time ago.
yeah, like, that stuff's obviously been dead for a while. And it looked the same way when we had it in episode 1, so it doesn't get that bad, like, overnight. And yeah, we know, like, the diplomacy and how they run 33, so I'm curious if, like, all the vaults are like that, or if they have different, you know, systems that they follow. I feel like they'd all be the same, but it sounds like they also, like, harvest different crops and focus on different... Oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh, God. The foosball table. Oh, God. Jeez, is that the microphone?
The last biosignal detected was 2 years ago.
What? Oh my god, that's crazy. And obviously they're right next door and had no idea that this was happening until Lucy, you know, decided to apply to get married.
Why, hello there.
Because they're such self-contained beings, obviously. Oh my, yeah, that's... A fork in the toaster, really? Oh my god, it's getting grim.
All the food they can eat, all the padding they can sleep on, but eventually, overpopulation.
Just a rat in a cage, is that what they're watching? Or a mouse?
But once endless space, they eat each other in their desperate.
I mean, there's a lot you can pull from that, comparing, you know, mice in a cage to the people in the vault. We know the truth about what exactly? Oh my gosh. Poor Lucy. And the juxtaposition again, of course, of these bright, happy signs. I love the stylistic feel of the show. It's very, like, comical. Dark comedy for sure, but having these, like, you know, insanely happy pictures next to something horrible that's happening. Oh my god. Are these, like, fridges for people? This episode's getting dark. Oh, and the ghouls.
60 vials.
We can do 60.
I feel like I know this actor.
Next pickup.
Excellent idea as always, sir.
Thanks, Snip Snip.
Do excuse me.
Is this robot named Snip Snip?
Where are you from again?
Oh my god, just this wall of body parts. Oh my god, he's way too happy all this. Is this Saw? Did I inadvertently start watching Saw? What are we doing? I know why they call him Snip Snip now.
Sir, you can't do this. Please, I need my organs.
Yeah, most of us do.
A little snip, snip, and it will all be over.
Oh my god, hold still! Yeah, right, that's gonna hurt a lot! Oh! Well, excuse me. Get out of there, Lucy! Run, 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 run! Oh! Using the defibrillator on him! You're frying Snip Snip!
There's no fudge here.
Cheese and crackers. It's a very interesting set, but so dark at the same time. She's like, I lost a finger already today. I'm not really willing to lose anything else. Thank you very much.
I'm ever ready to throw. To throw.
I think Lucy's enjoying the dark side a little bit. And I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all.
Do as I say and Snip Snip doesn't get hurt.
It's a fucking robot. Okay. You can walk out of here.
Not just me. Them too.
Oh my god, what are they gonna do? This guy, just like open mouth breathing, like this is a bad day at the office for me. And the ghoul just passed out outside. I'm never gonna be able to look at like the refrigerated section at the grocery store the same. This has ruined it for me forever. I'm just gonna imagine people missing their noses. Like they're little apart. At least he was polite. Wait, was that the chicken guy? Oh god. She's too scared to leave.
I said all of them.
Lady, those ones you don't understand.
And the couch even is dead somehow. That's fast, yep. Lucy's like, don't mess with me in my Braxo.
Don't be scared. You're free.
I think the ghouls are gonna hurt her first. Yeah, I think she might regret this choice. You rang.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god. Snip Snip, no! Hello there. With this British accent. Goodbye. Oh! You've been zombified, my friends. Well, Lucy will not be making a second trip to Super Duper Mart, that's for sure. Bye, Martha. Yeah, I think it was too late for her. Lucy is having a heck of a day. Oh my gosh. Just face covered in blood. Oh my gosh. It's reminding me of like The Thing or like another like sci-fi horror movie where they're like investigating, you know, the abandoned ship and they find all the bodies and don't know what happened. Event Horizon also, which still haunts my dreams to this day.
Okay.
Why What is he, what? They went bananas. Was he sniffing glue? There was like glue on his desk. What is this? It's like an arrow to his neck? What is he even holding? I can't even, what? Doesn't make sense. Death to management. Oh god. It was a revolution. Yeah, like, did they reach out for help? Like, did they know what was happening at all? Oh, sugar. How?
Whose?
His mom? How? I thought his mom was dead. How is she opening the door to Vault 32 from the outside? And to see her, like, a wardrobe slowly get more and more disheveled as obviously she's been through some things. She's becoming this, like, survivalist. I think the tables have turned there, Ghoulie. Lucy's in charge now.
Golden rule, motherfucker.
And she's swearing now, like she was so polite and just, you know, using like a heck and other words instead of swearing, but clearly things have changed. She's becoming this hardened character now out here in the wastelands. And I think that shows a lot about Lucy's character, that even in these crazy times, she's still showing the ghoul kindness. Like, she could have just left him there 1000%. He was not nice to her. Like, she is still showing, you know, another human, another ghoul kindness. And, yeah, she definitely didn't have to. Or he's gonna drink himself to death on these vials and she's leaving him behind. Oh my god, this guy is just gonna overdo it. Oh, is it the poison? He's like, I don't care. Is that one of his movies? Oh, I'm guessing. He seems to recognize the title. And it's like the only movie they have. And it's like an 8-track almost. That's what's reminding me of. But like not quite a VHS.
Joey, I'll give you 2 out of 3 on that front.
That was the scene we saw in the previous episode that he didn't want to.
You common son of a bitch.
Gosh. Yeah, he didn't want to unalive that person. So that was my first time watching Fallout Season 1, Episode 4. I really liked it. I feel like it's a great episode, and sometimes when you have these shorter runs of seasons, like I think there's only 8 or 9 episodes in this first season, I like that they make every episode count, and I feel like this was just a great continuation of the story so far, and we got to learn some new things, we got to see some new places, which was great. Maximus and Thaddeus weren't in this episode at all. It was just the Ghoul and Lucy and Vault 33 people as they go to explore Vault 32, so that was really interesting. I feel like we really learned a lot, you know, from this episode, and Maximus and Thaddeus, I guess, are still out there with the head somewhere, and we see Lucy and the Ghoul, you know, part ways at the end of this episode. I feel like Lucy's character is slowly learning that the ways of the wastelands are not what she's used to, and she very quickly has to adjust, and, you know, is probably going to have to do some things she doesn't want to do and never thought she would do, like, you know, unaliving somebody and, you know, having her finger cut off and then getting it reattached by Snip Snip. And I don't know if the Ghoul's gonna hang out at the super duper Mart till he runs out of vials, what that's gonna look like, but he seemed perfectly content on this couch watching his own movie and just kind of reliving the past, and to have that exact scene playing that we saw him filming in a previous episode was interesting. I don't know how many movies he was in, but he seemed like a pretty prolific actor, so yeah, of course that's the one tape. Like, it didn't look like they had any other options. That's all they've been watching was this one movie. We got to learn some more about Norm and kind of his character and this curiosity of obviously everything that's going on in Vault 32, and people in the vault are trying to talk him, you know, into being a little bit more, I don't even want to say rational, but thinking the way that they want to think, as opposed to Norm kind of wanting to be violent and aggressive towards these people who, like he said, he calls them murderers, and they're getting what they deserve in his opinion, and is trying to, get into the communication logs of Vault 32 to try to figure out what happened. So I'm very curious to learn more about that as we see them go explore that area. And they obviously find out that, yeah, things had been bad for 2 years. Like, they can tell from that guy's watch that, the last reading was a while ago, and it seems like they turned on each other, and that when the Raiders got there, obviously things were already like this, because originally I thought the Raiders did this, as did, people from Vault 33, because that's, what we were shown, but clearly things had gone wrong a while ago, and obviously no one would know, which was interesting, because it seems like they'd have more communication, or you don't think it'd be suspicious if no one was communicating with your, it's literally the vault next door, your neighbor, and you haven't heard from them in 2 years. And I feel like Norm's dad, as the overseer, would have access to those communication logs. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's more to the story, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go. Please, no spoilers, but either his dad knew about it and ignored it, or his dad was part of it. I don't know, but we find out that the vault was open from the outside, which makes sense if everybody on the inside was unalived, and it was opened by his mom, which they've said has been dead this whole time, that we find out how she died in this episode, that she starved to death. They had this great famine of 77, as Lucy says, and, everybody was struggling for food, and, that's how her mom passed away. But clearly either somebody has access to something that she did and has been using it, and it's not actually her, or she did survive and is trying to come back in. But also, if you know what vault you're from, I don't think she'd forget that. Why wouldn't she go back into her own vault? So yeah, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen there, but I think Norm's interests are definitely piqued, and he's curious to find out more, and I like that we get to experience that with him, as the audience, to solve this mystery as to what happened to 32. Does that mean, 31 is in a similar situation? Is everybody else okay? And I don't know how far their communication lines go. Do they only talk to the vault, directly below them, or, in front of them? Does 33 only talk to 32 and 32 talk to 31? Yeah, I know that's a lot of probably questions that might not be relevant to the show, but I'm curious if they explore that. And yeah, 2 years is a long time to not have any commute. A week or so, maybe you'd be like, okay, there's something happened, and go investigate, but 2 years is a very long time. We also see Steph go into labor in this episode, and I'm curious to see what the process for that looks like in the vaults, what their systems are, because obviously children would have been born, in the vaults by now. And I like anytime we get to see a little piece of kind of their daily life and the processes and all these things that they've had to create since they went into the vaults, and that's just normal for them now. But obviously this would have been created, somebody came up with this plan. So I don't know, we haven't seen many other children in the vaults, or if we did, obviously they're not there anymore. So I'm curious, to see what that's gonna look like. And we see those, very ominous messages on the wall written in blood when Norm is exploring, saying, death to management, and we know the truth. So definitely feel like there's some conspiracies going within the vault, and maybe with Vault 32 as well, if 33 has its own conspiracies, or it's all vault, I don't know. But yeah, things are definitely not as they seem. And we have these two characters, Woody and Reg, who have this comedic, sidekick buddy comedy where they're trying to both run for the same position in the vault, and they're putting up their posters. And I definitely love all the tongue-in-cheek, jokes and the puns, and the fact that it's, some very, very happy imagery happening in the background where things are horrible that are happening also, and, very bright, colorful, almost like this corporate propaganda messaging that the vault is putting out. We got to explore some new sets in the wasteland in this episode, which was weird and interesting at the same time. Obviously, we had, Super Duper Mart, which was so bizarre, and, this character of Snip Snip, this robot, and I was like, okay, he's the only one that runs it, because who could be living in here? And those two guys on the couch, I don't know if they had their own special files. They seemed out of it. They seemed like they were on something for sure. And Snip Snip's, very polite British, accent, and the fact that he's saying all these horrible things no, I'm just gonna harvest your organs. I feel like that's very in style for the show. And I don't know if he's in the game, but I feel like it's very, fits into this crazy world that we're in, and puts Lucy's finger back on just to tell her that he's gonna harvest her organs. And And I love all the set design that goes into this. So cool, and all those little details. And I haven't played the game, so I don't know if those little pieces are Easter eggs or anything, but even as a viewer, I enjoy them because I think it's something you can watch again and pick up on little, like, oh, I didn't notice this last time, or I didn't see this. But Snip Snip was definitely an interesting character, and to see Lucy's progression through the episodes as well, because, you know, when she first comes out of that vault, you know, she's fresh-faced. Even the Ghoul calls her a smooth face, or Roger calls her smooth skin, because she's not missing her nose. And, you know, I think it's that comparison where you've seen memes of, like, someone on their first day of work and their last day of work. I feel like that's Lucy, you know, when she comes out of the vault, and then when she comes out of Super Duper Mart, and just like the comparison of, you know, obviously her uniform was completely intact, and, you know, she's, you know, optimistic and enthusiastic and thinks she's just gonna go out there and get her dad, and probably this, you know, blind, innocent, naive, you know, attitude. And then, you know, we're only 4 episodes in, like, we're halfway there, and she's already, you know, got body parts missing, blood. She's drank, like, what did she call it, like animal pee puddle water or something that had radiation in it, and, you know, was captured by the Ghoul, almost had her organs harvested, had to, you know, put a defibrillator on Snips, like, just all the things that have happened so far. And obviously that's affected her, as it would, and she's swearing now, which is something her character rarely did. And like I said, I think it's a big show of her character, and, you know, she says golden rule and throws the vials at the Ghoul, because clearly he's not able to even get up, even though the vials were like 10 feet from where he was. He just needed to get inside the store. He couldn't even make it that far. And, you know, she basically saves his life, of whatever version of a life that is by giving him those vials. And then he goes inside and is like, you know, a kid in a candy store, and just goes nuts. So I'm sure he'll have a great week and then be sad that he doesn't have any vials anymore. And it's interesting to know that that's what's keeping him the way that he is, because even those people in the fridges who were, you know, missing their nose and slowly becoming ghouls, that they didn't have those vials, and you could see them slowly. I think he said Roger was turning, and, you know, they're obviously getting more aggressive, and even like making like animal sounds, and just becoming less human. So I feel like those vials, whatever's in them, obviously they need that to keep, you know, even remember their names, like the Martha, you know, my name is Martha. It's interesting to see the actors kind of be caught in this like dual personality of like their human form and then this ghoul form, where they're like, my name is Martha, my name is Martha, and like a very human and like sweet voice, and then cuts to like this growl that would just like send chills down your spine, this very intense, you know, predatory noises that are happening. And, you know, that's where they're kind of stuck between these two worlds. And if the bar leans too far to one side, I don't know if they can come back. I don't know what that looks like, but obviously Roger wasn't looking good for him. He was stuck in the sand. He was just hanging out in this hospital, and maybe he just wanted to find somewhere quiet to be by himself. I don't know, but that scene alone was unsettling. Like, that was, we've seen some stuff so far in the show, but to see Ghoul just like cut him open and make ass jerky, again, I could have got my whole lifetime without thinking that was even a concept that was possible. And to see the little pieces on Ghoul when he's walking away, like, oh my god. And makes Lucy do it also, like gives her the knife and says like, go for it, and, you know, she does, but just so horrific. And the way he just eats them, and of course they're talking about eating pie, and then, you know, we have that scene with Norman in the vault and he's eating pie, because these two ghouls are reminiscing, and I was like, I bet you Lucy ate pie probably like relatively recently, and it's something that they haven't had in forever. And obviously just, again, comparing the vast differences between how Lucy's lived her life and Ghoul lived his. And maybe Ghoul's life, you know, before all of this happened was a little bit similar to Lucy's, but obviously too much time has passed. And even Ghoul making the reference of like, you'll become me, you know, just give it time. Like, if you endure enough, and if you see enough horrible things, and if you experience enough horrible things, you'll become like me too. And maybe Lucy is very, very slowly moving in that direction, but she straight up tells him, like, I might start looking like you, like I might eventually, you know, become this, but I will never be like you. And I hope that's true, because, you know, like we saw when she gave him the vials, she's still holding on to that piece of humanity, and I don't know if Ghoul has any humanity left, which might be a bad thing to say, but yeah, I'm curious to see if they meet up again. What's that gonna look like? We know Ghoul still wants the bounty, obviously, but Lucy is, you know, still looking to try and save her dad. Overall, I thought it was a great episode. It was a great continuation of where we've left off, great continuing the story. I wish Thaddeus and Maximus had been in for a little bit, because I don't know where they are right now and if they'll be in the next episode, what that's going to look like. But I'm glad Lucy was finally able to get away from Ghoul, because obviously he was being very mean to her, obviously, making her drink that horrible water, and, he was just going to use her for selling her organs. Like, he didn't care what happened to her, obviously, and just wanted his vials, and now he's got enough vials to last him till who knows when. And Lucy's going off to try and find her dad again, and I'm very curious to see what's going on with Vault 32 with Norm and what he can uncover. It definitely looks like they just tried to kill each other. There was people putting forks in toasters, and these very ominous messages on the walls, so it didn't look good. But I think it's safe to say it wasn't the Raiders that did that. And what's this connection to their mom also, opening the vault from the outside, so I'm assuming she's still alive, but where has she been this whole time, and why wouldn't she, come back? That scene with Roger was deeply gross and unsettling, and a lot of blood and gore in that scene. And to see Lucy lose her finger and then possibly lose organs, I liked Snip Snip's character. He was crazy, and coming at Lucy like, this isn't gonna hurt, with this high-powered saw was terrifying. And obviously she was able to get away, and then even the way she came up with converting him into shooting these poison syringes, I thought was really clever, and in her good-hearted way, sets free, zombies. Maybe it wasn't to save them. Maybe she thought they would attack those guys. But either way, she lets them out, and even being warned not to. I love that we got to explore these different sets of Vault 32, which we had been in a little bit, but not this extensively. And obviously, the Super Duper Mart. I love the puns of, actual grocery stores, and the people that they were just keeping in those coolers are gonna haunt me for a while. Like I said, it's gonna change the way that I look at grocery stores now. And to have the Ghoul watching one of his movies as well. Yeah, a really great episode. I'm hoping Lucy can get a little bit closer to finding her dad in the next episode. I hope Thaddeus and Maximus are back, and we can see where their journey is, because they've also got the head. The head wasn't in this episode at all. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Date where I had access to everything, and ass jerky wasn't a term I needed to know. I love they're so diplomatic in this world of chaos. Oh, and lassoed. Oh my god. I like how he still incorporates his cowboy elements. Yeah, because you chopped off her finger. Oh my god. Are these fridges for people? Is this robot named Snip Snip?